bar. And, you know, we sometimes see some variation. Sometimes we'll have people go up into the cash room, and it's okay. You know, it's a good bomb site, but it's so difficult to defend. You have to execute it perfectly, and even then, there are still ways for the attackers to figure out how to pick that apart. The only reason you would go there is if you don't have any confidence in your bar, or if you're just trying to trip up the other team.
Yeah, and PENTA's been one of those teams that does try to trip up teams by choosing off bomb sites as the primary one, or as their beginning one, we'll say, and that's exactly what they're doing here, starting it off with the bar and stockroom site. Now, fortunately for Elevate, they've chosen the fuse, which can be useful for a bottom bomb site hold or a main floor bomb site hold. All you have to do is get that fuse either up into the gym above the pool table or up into the cash room above the stock room.
So we were talking about tripping up with bomb site selection, and the bar being the first one is, well, very different. It's actually, it's extremely different. So I would say the reason PENTA's probably going to want to be going here instead of the basement is they want the flexibility, they want the options, the maneuverability, and they're very confident in winning their long-range fights. All the same, it's still odd on Clubhouse. I mean, we haven't seen Clubhouse played very much. So the cool thing about this map is that the meta that we will be seeing displayed here is probably refined outside of the Pro League, not necessarily something we have bear witness to before.
It's been developed behind closed doors,
right,
if you will.
Exactly. So there are going to be a lot of new things coming from both Elevate and PENTA today, including using a fuse in Strip Club to force Goga and Junis back into the southeast corner.
Now you can see the explosion radius of that fuse charge. The black inner circle, that is the kill zone. The gray-white outer circle, that is more of the damage zone, if you will, for that cluster charge. And right there, you can see it landed right onto that black circle. That's going to be the first cluster charge kill of this grand final here. England picking it off nice.
So this is where PENTA's a little bit extended, and Elevate is completely ready to deal with said extension. And they might get this second kill into Junis with the nade, but it misses. That was very close.
Looks like he might have moved over into the corridor, trying to challenge some people coming in from the south end of the strip club. You still have over half the round left to go, but the majority of the skirmishes are going to be inside of here. We're going to have to stay tuned to see just how England and the rest of his squad are going to push in and try to gain control.
A very slow push from Elevate onto this strip club. PENTA still holding on to it for dear life, even after losing Goga. They don't want to give up strip club at all. I think that's smart. It's one of the best ways to deny a pool table take. Now the question is, will Elevate continue to try and force this, or will they simply rotate to the other side of the building?
Unis comes swinging in loud, grabs the frag there onto England, taking out the fuse. Now we'll call that a counter frag there. So now we still have Chaptic outside of the hole that he made up. He's got Unis locked down. Now, which is though he looks away at the wrong time. Unis comes swinging in, grabs the kill. KS also picking up a headshot.
It's all down to Shuttle and Skies now in a 2 versus 4. They're just chilling outside the strip club, trying to challenge on through this Habana hole. And Unis will get one kill before being refragged. But the final kill comes in from KS onto Skies to finish off the first round.
So that's going to be a 3K for Unis and a 2K for KS. That's going to be a statement round right there for PENTA, making it sure that, hey, we can take you. We know what you're bringing.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting because normally a team, what they'll do is instead of trying to hold in the strip club after losing a Goga, for example, they would fall back into the bar and try to play it a little bit more passively. But PENTA just pushed more people into strip club and went on to continue winning those fights. And that's all that really matters when it comes right down to it. And they won based off those frags, denying complete control of strip club to Elevate. Elevate going to be doing something a little bit more normal and going down into the basement for their first defense. On that last round, I really have to hand it to PENTA, but I think the thing to focus on more there is that Elevate didn't try to rotate off of their strip club take. They had supreme confidence that they would be able to win that fight and take control of strip club before pushing themselves into the pool table. It would have probably been better if they had fallen off and gone for a stock cash take instead, as they, very clearly, PENTA had rotated extremely heavily.
Yeah, it seems like almost that's a similar scenario to if you're on the top floor of Border. You want to push into CCTV, you realize there's a lot of pressure putting in there, so you're going to rotate over to the east balcony. In this case, instead of pushing in towards the strip club, you rotate over and you try to take stockroom, because Fuse is still viable in that sense.
Oh, this is very old meta. One reinforcement on the B wall downstairs with a hole made above it. That means that Skies and Chapstick on that Pulse and Smoke are going to be able to throw a C4 or smoke grenades over that wall to kill anyone coming in through Moto or the main hallway. Or if, for some reason, Thermite Goga tries to open up the church wall. It's been a long time since that's actually been part of the meta, but we have seen it start to trickle in on the few times we have seen Clubhouse played in the regular season.
And we've also seen it where a Monty would get brought in and cover Thermite trying to open up the armory side of the wall instead of the church wall.
Yeah, no, we see some really interesting stuff, specifically in that main hallway. But the attackers, they have the majority of the top floor control. I think the entirety, really. All of the defenders are downstairs in the basement or in the tunnel, which is very normal for a basement hold on Clubhouse. Again, not much flexibility on this bomb site. As a result, the attackers will start opening up those drop downs and applying vertical pressure onto the defenders. Skies is going to be the one to meet most of that pressure underneath the kitchen, but he also has something he can reciprocate with, which is the C4 and heartbeat detector. Could easily kill anyone who stands still inside of kitchen. Ooh, so Fabian's actually going to open up a rotation hole in the main hallway straight into Armory B's side. That's going to mean anyone can run down that main hallway on the attacking team, vault through that hole, and give immediate pressure and presence into B.
Yeah, Skies is going to be very careful because there is a lot of pressure being put on from Fabian. You can see the diagonal angles, the 45-degree angles he's bringing in from the strip club. Safety, or out of harm's way for the C4. Eunice, however, does pick up that first kill with a bearing 9 onto Laxting. Let's see how this all unfolds. Fabian with a kill of his own on his Skies. A 3-on-4, 2-on-4 now. Chapstick and Shuttle, last two alive as they take down two members from Penta Sports. It's going to be Pengu, Fabian, and KS, and they will get the final kills there. Fabian picking it on up.
An amazing attack there from Penta, utilizing a slightly older strategy, and you could see Elevate was actually ready for it, which is odd. But despite their readiness, they were unfortunately unable to win their fights, and that's what really mattered. They prepped themselves and put themselves in the right spots to win them. They just couldn't hit the shots. We had a collapse from Penta coming in through the main church wall, as well as Moto and Blue. And, you know, if one of those things had failed for Penta, if the blue push had failed, if the Moto push had failed, if the church wall push had failed, then it would have freed up one of the Elevate defenders to double up on any of those angles, and it probably would have resulted in an Elevate victory. However, Penta and every single one of their pushes were successful.
Yeah, the thing about what we're seeing with Penta, and we talked about it, they talked about it on the analyst desk, was the fact that Penta really hasn't shown their entire complete deck of cards yet. This is the grand finals. They are going to show everything. They're going to put it all out there on the court, and they're not going to leave anything behind. And so this is what we're starting to see from Penta, knowing everything that they need to get done.
Yeah, truly some great strategy coming out here from Penta, and they will be defending the basement now after a successful. It's weird to say the first round they defended was bar. It's just so odd. And
well,
then
they're
to say
holding bar again for the downstairs hold. We see this unique strategy. Typically, what we'll see is a very light kind of hold, if there is ever a kind of hold above the first floor.
But they've put in mirror windows, shields, reinforcements. They have invested so heavily in this top floor. Castle barricades, they've got everything up here. This is their entire focus. And I have to wonder if this is going to work for them, but I got to feel like it will, because this is something that I don't think Elevate's ever had to deal with, whether in scrims or in the Pro League. And this is an oddity, to say the least.
And this is exactly what I think Penta meant in their intro video when they were talking about there are things that we are going to be throwing out here that you won't ever see again or have seen before. Now here it is. Eunice going to be underneath of that pool table window. Very, we'll call it unique spot, very open spot. Ones you don't necessarily... Dangerous spot, risky spot, if you will.
But it could also be really good because, I mean, we've seen spots like that used by players like Laxing, for example.
He's coming right up here.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Laxing coming on over. Just don't move, Eunice. You might be able to grab this kill. You hear him outside.
So Laxing's the type of player who would use Eunice's spot, but can he predict it?
Let's see here. He's actually going to try to toss in a frag grenade. Oh, he's getting ready for it. Pops on out. A little bit too close.
No!
Right there. That's going to be a nice oh, it's not even a trade. No, we've got a little bit of refrag there. Fabian picking up England as Laxing slipped away with a kill there. He's now able to hop on over to the pool table, drags KS down with him. A 3-on-3 now.
2 kills for Laxing, 2 kills for Fabian, but the top floor control, well, the middle floor control is starting to be established for the attackers. Fabian still roaming upstairs inside the gym, and he is going to be looking for any opportunities to pounce. Shuttle coming in through the master bedroom is going to be meeting Fabian in just a second, and I think he's going to be caught off guard. Fabian peeking around.
Goes for that shot. What a headshot by Fabian. Coming on out of the gym hallway, picking up the kill on the Shuttle after a re-peek needed.
Great kill there by Fabian, and that's the roamer dominance being established now at 3v2, and all of the kills on the defensive side are for Fabian. An excellent round. Laxing going to have to reciprocate, as he has, again, also for his team, the only 2 kills. But it also means there's only 2 anchors on the bomb site, so if they pressure fast enough, they could really establish dominance over either one.
That's exactly what Laxing's trying to do. He realizes that the most common spots are going to be back behind the mini bar, where they see Goga right now. The other one's going to be inside of Armory, and you have Fabian to worry about for the flank around. You've got the gas grenades from Pengu getting tossed
Here
on
comes
out 20
Fabian.
seconds ago. You cannot cross
Fabian
through that
from
hole.
above.
He's got to go through the hole into church. It's going to be a little bit of a hole that he cannot get through without going through the gas. It looks like Laxing will have to come on through. Fabian picked up another kill. Laxing, last man of the round, came down 1. He's got 2 more to kill.
Oh.
He's going to grab that kill on Pengu. Tries to come around, but Fabian says, no, you will have to get that plant down. I'm not going to let it happen. And we are going to have Penta Sports go up 3-0.
A 4K, technically, from Laxing and a 4K from Fabian, both on that round, ladies and gentlemen. 2-man show going on there, but unfortunately the time was against Laxing, and it will result in 3 rounds. That is a long stretch of a lead for Penta.
You do not want to give a team that much of a lead, especially in the grand finals. You're going up against talent such as this.
Absolutely. Now, we will have Elevate go down into the basement again, which is, yeah, kind of predictable. I don't think that they have the magical strats on the top floor to be able to hold as well as Penta did, so they need to get this win. If they can't win this basement hold, then it's basically over. I think it would be next to impossible to come back from 4-0 deficit on Clubhouse. However, we've seen stuff like that, sure, but on Clubhouse, I don't know. It's a difficult map to come back on. It's very rigid.
We'd have to leave it up to the 4-0 comeback team of, was it Team Font and who'd they play yesterday?
Millennium.
Millennium, that's right.
Yeah, well, it's entirely possible if it's entirely possible to come back, but Clubhouse would be a difficult map to do it on. Now, Elevate defending the basement. They are going to have a heavy anchor again. Now, this is a little bit discouraging for one reason. What I'm clearly seeing here is Penta has totally new stuff on a Clubhouse as opposed to Elevate. What Elevate is showing us is pretty normal, pretty basic. It's what we're used to seeing on Clubhouse from older meta. And you know, even some of the Penta stuff is like going way back. Like I'm talking Season 1, Season 2 from the first year of Pro League. However, it's being utilized with the newer stuff, and it's being tied into a strategy that was clearly formulated well and practiced. So I feel like Penta just has a leg up on this map.
Well, we talk about it often enough that Clubhouse had a huge showing. It was the #1 map played in Season 2 of last year. Season 3 started to fall off. Season 1 of this year and this season, Season 2, barely seen at all. And so the meta, unless you're physically and mentally trying to develop it, you're just going to be practicing the same stuff over and over again.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that Elevate just hasn't put in the same amount of work. Penta clearly has been putting in that work. Now, Penta slowly progressing, encroaching on these defensive positions. Still very much the defenders focused on the bomb sites, but we do have some defenders straying over towards the garage. There's 2 maybe ready to go up. All the while, Penta pushing in through the church wall.
And there we have Pengu trying to rush in forward, realizing, okay, I got to hit this. I don't have any more breaching rounds. Tosses in some flashbangs, gets him a little bit more time to open it up. The Hibana charges, though, are what really matter here. You've got the church wall getting open.
Oh, this nade.
You got Fabian trying to nade off. It missed its target, unfortunately. If it lands through, it will get Laxing, and down he will go. No,
he missed again.
It's going to escape. There might have been an ADS stopping it. But right now, we got a 5-on-3. Pengu moving in, smacks the kill there onto Laxing. Looks towards the B site. Looks like Goga gets taken down here by Shuttle. Still having the game of his life here. Shuttle trying to come on out of the blue corridor. You've got the chapstick to his side. Plant goes down inside of the dark corner. Eunice now just sitting right there waiting for the moment to strike. A 3-on-2 now. Diffuser has been planted. Looks like Gas Grenade's going to try to allow for some rotation, but Pengu holding the tight corner on the left side. Shuttle doesn't realize it, and it looks as though Pengu takes one. Pre-fire comes on out, and he misses. Back to Shuttle. Pengu gets that kill. That's going to be a 3 or 4K for in this round.
That is 4 rounds in a row for Penta. Absolute dominance on Clubhouse, and I think this is their map guaranteed. The thing is it's not some mistake, some grave mistake that Elevate is making here. It's just the setups and the executions from Penta are clearly on another level. They've practiced this map into the ground. You can tell. Now, Elevate have the potential to come back through their raw skill, but it's going to be difficult going up against a team who has the strategy advantage, but also is comparable in their skill level, in just individual players, right? So what happened on that last round was the same thing that Penta did on their last time they attacked the basement. They collapsed in through the blue corridor, the church wall, and Moto. And it was, well, it was a very simple attack, to be honest. They utilized flashbangs. They threw flashbangs over the church wall, through the church gap that they made themselves with the Habana, and also through Moto door to just kind of collapse without any contention. Now, they have to defend bar, but I mean, they've done that already and very successfully. It's their preferred bomb site, or at least it was the first bomb site defended.
The fact that we are seeing Elevate not bring a fuse this time around when the bomb site's up here leads me to believe that Penta was successful in thinking that in going into this top floor the first round. Because that means Elevate wasn't expecting it. They were expecting that bottom floor hold.
Right.
And Penta got the upper hand on that, and that's one of the reasons why we see this 4-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, bringing a fuse is, I'd say fuse is probably equally useful on both sides, but the thing about an operator like fuse is you need to have a predetermined idea of where that fuse charge is going to make it actually useful. You can't just kind of randomly put them places.
I mean, England did, I'll
yeah,
say,
he got it
useful, but it wasn't part of the strategy that they had developed.
The execution wasn't what they were looking for. And here you can see Elevate, they are clearly thinking about what they need to deal with in terms of the Bandit and opening up that main strip club wall.
Oh, right there, Eunice will get picked off by Shuttle. First frag of the round.
Still Goga and KS, though, and they're ready to pounce at any given moment. Last time they had a really good job of holding into this strip club.
We're going to see Skies try to navigate inside. Looks as though Jaeger's being called on out. Goga picked up the kill there on Skies, and he tried to get rid of the barbed wire. Again, a little bit too, not aggressive, but a little silly, we'll call it, where he just should not have necessarily gone for it yet without the cover of his team. Shuttle, however, is going to finish droning on out, but Pengu peeks on out from the corridor, slapping chapstick down. The Yokai is going to disorient the attacker on the outside. Looks as though England trying to move in from the south corridor into the strip club. Again, there's so much forefront here. This is where you might want to just second guess yourself and go towards the stock room. There's a lot of contention, a lot of forefront and fighting going on here. There's going to be a nice kill from Shuttle onto KS, trying to make man count back into even. A minute 20 left to go. Pengu showing that SMG-11 going to try to take out Shuttle. From the side, it looks as though England's able to pick up the kill on a Pengu, and we are going to have another one. Goga going down by England. A 3-on-1 now. A minute 10 left to go. Diffuser not in the hands of anyone yet. Still outside, but it looks like Shuttle's going to go pick that up. Laxing just barely getting his head shaved there by Fabian.
Yeah, it's all down to Fabian here, the IGL. He's got to find 3 kills, but they're all coming from the same direction. It is entirely possible, and Shuttle's about to open up the wall right next to Fabian. Now he's completely exposed, but he will get the kill onto England. He still has to find 2 more.
Could he grab the kill onto Laxing? He misses the shots. He gets the shield down, and not enough time to put it back up. Shuttle's going to try to challenge this, moving on in, and Fabian, if he was a 3-speed, he might have been able to get inside, but no, it's going to be Laxing. Takes that kill down, and Elevate is finally on the board here.
1 round is better than no rounds. At least they're establishing themselves. They did win on the bar attack. Now, I want to really talk about how, yet again, Penta have put their entire focus on that strip club. As soon as they know that Elevate is attacking from strip club, they're like, all right, we will invest every single one of our players in holding it. They do not give up on it, and I love that, because once you give up on the strip club hold, it actually makes it a lot harder to hold down the pool table, because you have to maintain top control. You have to be able to have that drop down in gym under your dominance, and that is very difficult to do, because there's a drop down above that drop down on the roof, and you can't contest that one at all. So a really good strategy there from Penta, but a good read also from Elevate, and finally they put themselves on the board. That's the important part. Elevate is going to be defending the basement yet again. They've had, well, of course, no success here so far. The Penta attack has been the same every time. Take control over the top 2 floors, easy because Elevate doesn't contend them at all. Open up the blue drop, open up the moto drop, open up the kitchen drop because, hey, why not? And then open up the church wall. That's the most important thing. Open up that church wall. Once you have the church wall open and all those other drop downs open, collapse all at once through both blue, church wall, and moto alike. And that instant push in from Penta, which is very well coordinated, by the way, gives them such a burst of crossfires that they're able to capitalize on that and then actually get the kills that are necessary. Elevate can actually, in theory, counter this strat pretty easily. It shouldn't be too difficult for them. The one thing that they need to do is either basically just disable one of the lanes. It could be either blue, it could be church, or it could be moto. And what I mean by disable those lanes is you could deny Habana opening up church, or you could kill the Habana as she pushes through the church wall. I mean, however you deny the presence of one of the Penta players on that lane and just force it from 3 lanes down to 2 is fine, as long as you can deny one of them.
Yeah, like you had said, there's not going to be much upstairs pressure, if any, coming from Elevate. They're going to be downstairs the entire time. And that will allow Penta, like you said, to navigate over towards their lanes, towards their avenues, and be able to force their way in. However, I do think that, especially on this map, that if you can take 2 out of the 4 lanes onto the site, you're still sitting good. Even if one of those is distracted, one of those gone, you should have contingencies that will still work with 2 of the lanes. We're going to see Pengu, though, down bottom of the main stairs. He's been here before. He's done some work before. There's going to be an explosion, a toss out by Laxing. Misses its target. I think he got stuck to the ceiling. Might have wanted it over towards the bottom of the main stairs where Pengu was. And with Fabian still trying to open up these holes, he's looking to try to deny the shots or the forefront that we're going to see from Laxing.
He's trying to push Laxing off the wall so he can't see 4 as Junis tries to push in through the church wall, which he has just opened up. And Skies is going to be the one feeling that pressure. England also playing by Wine Cooler is going to be feeling the pressure from Pengu, who is inside Moto, just opening up the barbed wire.
Now we do have, I believe that's going to be, that is England on his own Valkyrie camera right inside. He sees the Moto, sees Pengu in there, going to go for the kill, but misses it. Pengu coming out strong with another kill, looking in towards the blue generator hallway where Shuttle is. Now right now we do see right above, it looks as though that's going to be a flashbang. We're going to see him go down. Shuttle trying to come around, doesn't hear Goga. Gets the kill there. Nice job by Goga. Comes around, gets another kill there. Laxing goes down. He's got one more inside of the cave tunnel. Chapstick comes on out in a 3-on-1. Looks like Diffuser's going to go down here momentarily. Chapstick picks up that kill, and now it is still 35 seconds on the board. Pengu knows he's right around the corner. Going to come here and look to smack him across the shoulder. Grabs the kill, and that's going to be Penta now taking this home. 5-1.
Good match there by Penta. Very dominant, to say the least. And the execution onto the basement, I think, is probably the leading factor there. Their hold up in bar is also pretty prominent in that they force out that strip club. It was, of course, the one round they did lose, but all the same, everything from Penta in terms of strategy just seemed extremely refined on Clubhouse. Now, the question is that going to carry over into the other maps they play? Because Clubhouse is, well, it's a very unique map. And those strategies that were used by Penta are unique to said map. So are they going to be able to continue that trend going into the next map of, okay, we just have more idea of what we're playing here than you do? Elevate on the next map is probably going to have a little bit more of a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
it's Consulate, right?
It is Consulate, which I think, we were talking about it as we saw the map ban go on, that is kind of Penta's map. Yeah, it was surprising that it went through, but at the same time, it was either that or Coastline.
So I was about to talk about is how the problem is like, okay, sure, yeah, all right, we're off Clubhouse. Clearly, Penta practiced Clubhouse, but going on to, like, Penta's home turf is Consulate. Like, that's their map. You know, it's the sort of map that you say, hey, you don't really want to bring Penta to Consulate. You know, it's not really something you're going to be interested in. So the question really is, how is Elevate going to have deal with that? Because Elevate is a team where if you give them a VOD, if you give them any inkling of how it is you set yourself up, they do absolutely know how to handle it. So Penta, while they're used to Consulate, they know how to execute on a Consulate. If they do the predictable Consulate strategy that they've been doing this like throughout the entire season, then I think Elevate's going to stand a chance.
Yeah, and I think that's possible. And one of the things I wanted to bring up real quick was when you're trying to, we'll say, counter-strat Penta, how do you counter-strat a team that doesn't necessarily have
strats?
Have definitive strats? So do you go after how they come up with strats? How do they move? Like, do you go after the operators they play, after what the fluidness that they bring? Like, how do you go up against a team? How do you prepare for a team such as PENTA?
It's extremely difficult. I mean, PENTA, when I interviewed the majority of the team, I interviewed all the teams but Font for this LAN event, and almost every single one of them, their main thing they said was like, all right, what are we as a team? We're flexible. We can be passive, we can be aggressive, we can do whatever it is we need to do in the middle of the match, whatever we feel like is the right choice. And PENTA said the same thing, but I think what really makes them stand apart in their flexibility is how midline that they can stay. They can keep themselves on the same pace. They can keep themselves on the same sort of mentality of just they're not stretching too far in any one direction, and that gives them a great level of consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are loading on to Consulate, by the way. Yet again, this is a map that I think honestly favors PENTA, but Elevate has knowledge about how PENTA sets themselves up here, as opposed to Clubhouse, which is a map that is almost never played in the Pro League. Elevate didn't have said knowledge.
Yeah, and so while we are getting underway here with the second map of this grand finals for the Rainbow Six Siege Pro League of Season 2, this map, we talk constantly about how even, or at least favored, every single bomb site is. All three bomb sites are favorable to to the defenders. Generally speaking, though, we still have the garage and top floor as the particular ones, except for PENTA, who seems to favor the basement and main floor.
Yeah, all teams can. I mean, there's a lot of variation. I mean, one team will say, all right, we go here, but they tend to mix things up. Every single team in the league, when they play on Consulate, they're like, yeah, we can go to middle floor, we can go to top floor, we can go to bottom floor. And they're all very similar. Well, they're not similar. They're different, but they're to a degree they are similar. Specifically in the vertical game, and that most of the floors on this map are destructible, and as a result, you can play vertically as an attacker or a defender on each and every one of them. The thing with basement is, you got to prevent the attackers from getting the vertical control inside of Piano. And some teams have opted to try and do that by putting a mirror window inside of the bathroom and contending directly from there, opening up the bathroom drop-down, because the bathroom drop-down doesn't really give you a lot of control over the bottom floor. It gives you some, but not nearly as much as opening up holes in Piano. But, it's fallen out of favor, and only some teams do it these days. I think the reason is it hasn't seen much success. I think it's very easy for the attackers to collapse on somebody holding inside of the bathroom, even if they have a retreat.
So here we have it now. Still lots of time. The attack phase has just begun recently, and KS trying to make sure that there's no Valkyrie cameras in some obvious spots. That's what the IQ is being brought for. Most of the time, you're going to have Valkyrie cameras tossed out, and you'll be able to hopefully get them and spot them as the IQ.
So we have Laxing roaming upstairs. Ooh, meanwhile, England's going to get a kill with his shotgun. I believe that's downstairs.
That was underneath, yep, as Ledge tried opening up the floor.
So yeah, good kill there by the smoke, and that is a fantastic start for Elevate after coming off that loss. Laxing still roaming upstairs. He is going to be contended by Pengu, who is pushing in through the CEO office, as well as Junis from below, technically, I suppose.
Skies, however, is inside of the Visa hallway, right outside of the Visa office. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to make that push towards the circle stairs. Laxing has been spotted out inside of the admin, and Pengu is the one that's going to try to hunt him down. Eunice does pick up that kill, and Skies being a little aggressive towards that middle reception area.
Laxing's playing a dangerous game, dancing with Pengu on the top floor, but the more important thing is that PENTA, meanwhile, is utilizing their middle floor control and pushing into the main garage. Now, so all the while Pengu's hunting down Laxing, they're not wasting any of this time.
So that's, like you said, that's the great thing about this and this roaming hunting that we're going to be seeing we're going to see Pengu doing. Right there, you did see the kill there from, I think it was Fabian onto England. And here's this engagement now. Pengu coming out on top. This is his home turf, this top floor middle site.
So PENTA now in a 4v2. It's all going to be down to Shuttle and Chapstick, the two newer players on Elevate, to hold anchored hard in the site. Fortunately for them, there's still plenty of time for PENTA to make this execution happen, and they have complete control to establish the lines of sight that they oh so want. to make it so, well, very much easier for them to win these fights.
Canadian has talked about it before, how Chapstick has not necessarily risen to shine just yet, but this could be the round that kicks it off. It is up to Shuttle and Chapstick in a 2-on-4. Pengu gets spotted out at the bottom of circle stairs. Fabian going to go for it. Shuttle snacks down one, gets another one under Goga. A 2-on-2 now. He's going to rush on upstairs. Tries to get Eunice. He's going to move to the side. Shuttle now coming around from the circle stairs right above Pengu.
Oh, he doesn't know Pengu's pushing in through the back hall, and he's going to try to go for Junis, who is pushing into the main circles. Yes, he gets it.
3K now. He's going to go for the fourth one as he tries to take on Pengu from above. Chapstick now moving on over, spots him over inside, and this is now going to go to a 2-on-1, and the round will go in favor of Elevate after a 2-4 clutch.
What a clutch from Shuttle. And a dance from Chapstick. That was all Shuttle, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing up to the stairs, getting the kill on the Goga, pushing in through main garage. Then on, I believe, the drop down from the bathroom. Then pushing into the circular main lobby desk. And catching Junis way off guard. Then it was a very simple matter to kite around Pengu, the Blackbeard, who had pushed downstairs. That was just excellently played from Shuttle. That's his second insane clutch of just today.
And that's one of the reasons why going from kitchen into that middle office, you make the crawl through space that far away from the kitchen door. So you can't just come through the kitchen door as Laxing tried to do and easily get your entire line of sight into the office. You put it at that far angle to alleviate a nice turn that the attackers might have if they rush into kitchen.
So now Penta on their first defense will opt for that top floor, which, like you said, is different than what we're used to. I mean, you know, the thing about Penta is that they can really do, yeah, exactly, specifically to Penta. But the thing about Penta is they can do pretty much anything. Seemingly, they have no end to their strategy. They can go wherever they want to go, and they can make it work. It's honestly very odd because you don't see many other teams that can commit to every bomb site. They are going to have a pretty standard setup here. 4 players on the top floor, 2 players focusing on admin, so they really don't want to give up on that admin hold. And this is cool because this reminds me of the strip hold they were doing on Clubhouse, where they, okay, if the Elevate's attacking from strip, well then we're just going to stay in strip. We're going to hold strip for the whole round until we die, because it becomes harder to hold the floor after you lose control of strip. And it's the same thing for admin. After you lose control of admin, after the attackers establish that, it becomes so much harder to hold the top floor. So why not just invest a lot of players in, well, admin? They've done just that, as well as Mirror Windows, but Shuttle with the first frag of the round is going to take out Junis. So that's a bad start for the Penta hold. Curious to see if they're going to continue to invest more players here, or if they're just going to rely on Chaos on the Mirror Window.
Yeah, I mean, the Bandit going out early, if it was just the Bandit, it wouldn't necessarily be that big of a thing.
Fabian from downstairs is going to take out Skies in the Visa office. That was a good flank there by Fabian, and afterwards he just falls right off. He doesn't need to force things out. He's evened out the man count into a 4-4, and that's all that really matters.
Now just over half the round still to go. We are going to get Shuttle to finish out droning Visa, make sure it's all clear. And that is Laxing that's going to be most likely holding that push out from below, as we do have members from Elevate repelled onto those windows and popping into the archives. Or the admin. Still Fabian roaming around, detected, but still has free range of this downstairs because he hasn't had much pressure towards him. Pengu will pick up that SMG-11 kill onto Shuttle. That's going to be from the middle side, and that might have been out on the balcony, I want to say.
Good kill there from Pengu, and now the pressure again is mounting for Elevate as they push themselves slowly in through the admin office and east side of the building in general. Fabian still, he's coming up the Visa stairs right now. He could get a really good flank here. Laxing's going to be able to meet him, but he will. Oh, Laxing misses the shot.
Down.
And Fabian manages to get that kill. Now a 2 versus 4. All the pressure again on Elevate.
Had a lot of good game sense there. He did try to engage with Pengu, realized he got called out, backed away, and expected the flank to happen. Wonderful game sense, just did not come out on top of that engagement. There are 25 seconds to go in a 4-on-2. The C4 toss comes out from Goga, but misses. England picks up the kill, instantly refragged by KS. It's now a 1-on-3, all up to Chapstick. He's going to come down the middle corridor by the reception desk, comes on through, very exposed here, left, right, and front side. Pengu picks up the crossfire, and he will get Chapstick down. It's going to be 2 kills, or 2-0 here for Penta.
It's 1-1.
1-1, sorry.
A nice round there from Penta, holding off that push coming from the admin side of the building. And again, it's just investment well thought out by Penta. They didn't fully commit to the admin office, but they stalled it out to the point at which it didn't matter. And it could have been, you could say honestly that Penta stalled it out, but I have to put it a little bit on Elevate as well for just not getting aggressive enough. They seem to be playing scared, and this is counter to what we're used to seeing from them. I think it just comes down to the fact that they are an emotional team. Absolutely, through and through, Elevate is an emotional team, and they did lose the last map 5-1, even if they lost it because Penta clearly put more practice in on Clubhouse. That's beside the point, really. They did lose it, and they've got to be feeling a little bit down. They need to get at least a couple rounds in a row here to put themselves in a good mental place.
If it was a 5-3, 6-4, 6-5, Elevate would be right back up there. Right. But that loss is a little bit, we'll call it detrimental to their mental health right now.
Yeah. Now Elevate, they are going to defend this top floor. Nobody's gone into the middle floor just yet, but we'll see where Penta goes second. And pretty simple setup here, nothing too surprising. I put a couple more reinforcements on A than we might see usually. But they still made that typical rotation hole. There's no big surprises that I can see. They're not doing any castle stratting. They're not doing the mirror windows that we saw Penta put up here because, well, they haven't brought Mira. They also have a couple holes by the B bomb site to deny that plant. Overall, it's a simple setup.
From the Penta side of stuff, though, we are going to see Capital get brought out instead of bringing the Ash along.
Right.
Or the Sledge.
Which is,
in this case,
that's different.
It is very different, especially because Capital is typically brought out to deny Mira or a smoke behind a mirror window, let's say on Oregon basement. Here, for example, a lot of the places that you place a mirror window, you can open up a window and get it, whether it's in connector, bathroom, whatever it may be. Fabian, however, does take the buck gun and finish off England very early on in the round.
That was in the connector. A good angle here from Fabian. That's a good start as well for Penta. The push is just straight coming onto the B bomb site. It's a very simple attack, and it seems to be working so far for Penta. No real, I think what we need to see from Elevate right now is a run out to get some of these Penta players off the rappel. There are 4 Penta players rappelling right now. That's quite a lot of pressure from the rappel.
Ooh, Skies gets that kill into Eunice as he tries to rappel into the window there. That's one of the rappels down. Goga was another on the connector window, and there was no one trying to cover him. So if there was a pop out onto the balcony on the south side of the map, he could just get the Capital down. Now there's Chapstick, who will meet the fate from Fabian's gun again. Goes for the shot. That's going to be a triple kill for Fabian. Instantly returned with the frag by Shuttle. Now a 2-on-3. There's the kill from Goga. Shuttle, another one, popped on out just like we were saying needed. He actually hit KS as he was trying to go for the plant. That got him off. Laxing then peeked on up, got the kill, and that's a wonderful refrag. Elevate now in a 2-1 situation. Pengu trying to repel, waiting for someone to pop on out. There's 60 seconds to go. Diffuser is down.
Pengu has won this exact situation before. But I don't feel like 1-on-3. I don't think Elevate's gonna let this happen though. We'll see what happens as he repels
this is
in.
Literally, I'm having flashbacks.
It's the same thing, yeah.
You had one in yellow, one in connector, the other one was in bathroom. In this case, he only needs to worry about 2 in yellow and bathroom. He's got this potentially.
He's taking it slow. He has plenty of time. Doesn't need to rush himself.
He's just trying to get, he's, like you said, plenty of time, 30 seconds to go. He's just waiting to hear this. Now, you cannot plant on the left side in this cubby. You have to be in the middle of the room, and that's exactly what Pengu just found out. He was in the wrong spot. He's going to try to go right here, and he's just waiting for the call. There he goes, gets down the little sliver. Will he get it? 15 seconds to go. Shuttle's going to try to wall bang here. Will not get it. Plant will go down. This is likely to go in favor of Pengu. The plant goes successful. Shuttle now inside of the connector here. Looks like he's going to move out from yellow stairs. Goes for the shot. Pengu sees him. He's going to fall, and it will be Elevate winning this round, going up 2-1 now.
A great clutch there by Elevate, and we have seen, like we said earlier, we have seen that same exact situation with that same player, Pengu, lost before a 1v3. So it's very good by Elevate to not give that up, despite the fact that their breaking holes in the floor strategy didn't work and allowed Pengu the ability to plant there. So what was happening there? What caused Elevate to win that round? Penta strayed a little bit from what we're used to seeing them, how they attack onto that top floor. Usually, and that's good. I think that's good because they need to be less predictable. The way Penta usually attacks onto the top floor is they'll pressure in from admin, they'll put Pengu on the A balcony, repelled around the A balcony, and they'll just kind of push into A. What we saw from them just now was just a straight repel strategy. At one point, we had 4 of the attackers repelled and putting themselves in a position to push into the site. And they actually did repel in unison at one point, but they got caught off guard and ended up losing those fights. As a result, putting themselves at the man disadvantage. And honestly, I have to attribute that mostly to Shuttle. That was a great round by both Shuttle and Laxing.
One of the things I'd like to see that maybe we will see Elevate do potentially on the next time they want to hold top floor isn't, we talked about 2 ways to hold that corner office. 1, reinforce it all and keep someone inside on the close angle. 2, leave the walls facing yellow stairs soft and play it from the yellow stairs. Keep someone inside of the yellow stairs. I'd like to see that secondary, that ladder strat, to try to keep Penta from pushing into that corner office again.
Yeah, be a good option for, I mean, honestly, opening up the floor, or opening up the wall on the yellow stairs is really good because of one thing. The attackers are not going to invest too heavily in the yellow stairs when they're doing a B bomb site attack. I mean, it takes too much. And if they are going to invest in the yellow stairs, they'll likely invest at the top of the yellow stairs. You can challenge the B bomb site plant, and you don't have to be all the way at the top of yellow stairs as a defender. So it's a very good way for the roamers to actually influence the round if you're defending that top floor, and specifically if the attack's going on to B. But here we have Penta. They are going downstairs this time. So we'll see how they manage to make, or if they manage to make this work for themselves. Junis and Shuttle having a little bit of a skirmish here. Fabian's going to be the backup from the bottom of Spiral Stairs, going to try and supplement that pressure onto Shuttle, who has pushed himself into the into Passport.
So still 2/3 of the round left to go. Like we said, there's just a little bit of skirmish, not too much. I don't think any damage has been dealt, but the drone phase is still happening as England's going to progress a little bit to the Visa stairs, looking on up, making sure he won't get flanked or any peek.
So this is very clearly an east side attack, and an east side attack on the bottom floor is very difficult to execute properly. The way you have to do it is you need to have full control over the top 2 floors and utilize those drop downs in the lobby and the bathroom. If you don't do that, then you're just making it a one-dimensional attack, and you're pushing in through 2 lanes. We've talked how bad that usually is on a lot of different maps. Ooh, a challenge onto Shuttle from Junis is going to get the headshot. What a wonderful kill there. That's a good start for Penta. And the most important thing about that kill is it means Penta still has control, well, at least an inkling of control over the top floors. And that's really all that matters when you're dealing with an east side attack.
Yeah, Eunice is being pushed from both sides. It looks like the cross is going to come at the exact same time. England comes out on top, and Eunice's back will be shot on through. A 4-on-4 now. England is going to be having control of this top floor.
Fabian's still inside of the piano, and we have Chapstick lingering outside. Chapstick waiting to open up the main garage. Fabian, well, it might actually be open. Waiting to open up the main garage. And Fabian just waiting to try and refrag himself, essentially. He's wasting so much time here, and that's actually the most important thing. And to see those mute charges means, or mute jammers means that he will not be droned out, so he will have a fair engagement, a 1v1, with whatever attacker challenges onto him.
And there he goes, going to try to go for the shots there onto Hibana. Chapstick coming out on top after the drop hatch got opened up from the corner office. That man count is now in favor here of Elevate. A 3-on-4 is going to ensue. And it looks as though with 20 seconds left to go, Garage Wall will get opened up as Chapstick is going to be the one with Diffuser. Now, for some reason, there are bandit charges still onto that wall. It's going to be very unlikely that Garage gets opened up, but nonetheless, it does get open. We are going to see Chapstick try to move on in. We've got KS trying to come around from the hallway. Goga picks up the kill into Laxing. KS also stealing one into England. Chapstick down all up the skies. Now 1 second to go, and it's going to be Penta Sports now tying this back up 2-2.
A great round there from Penta. Unfortunately, when Elevate, even with the man advantage, started to push into the bomb site, they lost their fights. They didn't get enough frags. They ended up getting taken down by Penta. Pretty much a tackle there, a hard tackle. And I think it honestly has to do with not enough focus being placed on the garage. Elevate was too spread out. They didn't have anyone in a position to just stay passive, stay alive, and cover that diffuser plant. If they had anyone who could just, well, fulfill that role, it could have been a slightly longer round, at least, for Elevate. Now, I mean, they did a really good job. You have to hand it to Elevate. Despite losing that round, they did a really good job of clearing out the roamers on the top 2 floors and establishing the control they needed so very much to make that push happen. I also like how they started on the east side but finished on the west side of the building, opening up that garage instead of trying to shove themselves in through the back lanes.
Yeah, it was almost like a delayed push, trying to make sure that if Penta wanted to rotate back, get in position, that they'd be caught in the crossfire. But Penta, they played fairly conservative on that round, I'll say, downstairs.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. After the roamers were taken out, they played super safe. But the roamers themselves were playing aggressively. I think they just distinguished their roles between the two very well.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think on the note of, you said about slow push, it was an absolutely slow push last round from Elevate. Super, super slow. They took way too much time. And again, they cleared from one side of the building to another. That takes a lot of time. And they weren't especially aggressive about it. And I think the reason overall why they lost that round just has to be the time. They spent too much of it. They didn't have enough when they were trying to push in and plant. I mean, they opened up the garage wall with 20 seconds to go. Yeah. That is too close.
Very, very close, especially if there still would have been a smoke on the board that just gassed it on out.
Yeah, there's not really a lot you're going to be doing there. So, Penta attacking onto the basement defense of Elevate, and they will be focusing on control over the two top floors. Again, this is usually what happens here. Laxing is still inside of Visa, and he will be, and so is Skies actually. Skies at the top of Visa stairs, and this is a little bit of a unit. They're just waiting for their opportunity to pounce onto the Penta attack. Unfortunately for them, Penta's not really putting any emphasis at all on the Visa side of the building, which means they will be able to just focus entirely on this bathroom and piano room, open up those holes and use that vertical game on the anchors. If Penta is able to kill the anchors as they sit inside the bomb site, then that means these two roamers in Skies and Laxing aren't going to be useful at all. Skies will fall back and Laxing will linger.
And right now, Fabian, I think, does see a little crevice of Laxing's head. He's going to go and investigate, double check it. And I think he might have seen him. He will see him there inside of the soda machine, corner drop hatch of Visa. Therefore, Fabian's not going to try to challenge this. Looks as though Laxing was taken down, I want to say, by someone progressing in from above.
It was Pengu on the Visa stairs. He did get the down, and now he knows that he is going to be able to secure it because it's been droned out by his teammates. And while they do, Penta now has complete control over the top two floors. All four of the defenders from Elevate are downstairs, and they have a minute to make this execution happen. See, this is the opposite to what we saw from Elevate. Plenty of time.
Yeah, there's still over 60 seconds left on the board. Fabian will have to worry, though, about C4 coming up from underneath, as well as just fire coming. Because once we talked about it often, when you open up a floor, whether it's below or above, it's a two-way street. Now, counterintuitive of what Elevate did previously, the wall of garage will get opened up with 55 seconds to go. Pengu working his way down the surface stairs by Visa. Fabian picking up that shot onto a chapstick. It's now a 3-on-4. England will be one man left alive with Skies here, two men, as Skies now trying to come around, spots the shots there onto Eunice, taps him in the kneecap, but does not destroy him just yet. They now know there's one inside of piano, as England gets headshot from behind. Skies does get Eunice, but it looks as though it's going to be a 4-on-1. It's all up to Skies here inside of piano, and this is not bearing well here. We are going to
he sees it, but he missed it.
He gets the diffuser down successfully, and this round will go to Penta Sports. It's going to be 3-2. It's very, very unlikely that Skies will get this.
So what happened there for Penta? They executed a similar strategy to Elevate, but what they did right is the same thing as what Elevate did wrong on their attack. Basically, they didn't waste nearly as much time on their on taking control of the top two floors. They also didn't lose anyone when they were taking control of the top two floors. It was all the players lost from Penta were lost on the actual take. Also, they had players outside the garage to supplement the push in through garage. Also, they opened up the garage with more than 20 seconds to spare. So all in all, it was this similar attack to what Elevate executed. It was just done
quicker.
Not quicker necessarily, but just way cleaner overall. I think they had a better idea of what they were trying to do. I think there's a little bit of confusion on the Elevate side of things right now. And even despite that, they're still 3-2. Elevate has not lost this map yet. But a great execution there from Penta, absolutely.
Now Penta deciding to go back upstairs, and this is where they previously won. So we'll have to see if they can secure it again.
They had a good job of defending this top floor, and again, it comes down a little bit to time. Bad time management by Elevate, but also just good gunplay by Penta.
10 seconds remaining.
If Elevate chooses to attack from the admin office again, which was what they did last time, they really need to be able to deal with this mirror window in a timely manner. They need to get. I want to see aggressive Elevate again. I need aggressive Elevate, because this slow-paced Elevate that just lingers on every angle without challenging is I don't like it. It's not getting the job done for me. I really need them to be themselves and play their own game.
And there was some discussion earlier about the thought process or forcing a team such as Penta, or any team really, to play back-to-back games without a necessary longer break. But here, it's looking like Penta's just keeping on the momentum from their previous victory and moving on forward.
Yeah.
Now Eunice is being spotted out here, but it looks as though he will duck behind the cubicles, try to re-challenge this onto Laxing, get some little shave damage here by the nade, but it looks as though Shuttle and England, as well as Laxing, all repelled here. Now Eunice should turn around, grab the diffuser, or grab the charges onto the window. He is successful there. Wonderful job keeping that mirror window intact.
So Elevate again are stalling out a little bit on these windows. And a nice shot from Eunice is going to make that stall even more drastic for Elevate. See, the last time Elevate attacked onto this, they actually killed Eunice as he was, I believe it was Eunice, holding inside of admin. This time, because Eunice has got that advantage early on, it's not going to be quite the same.
There's no pressure from underneath. Fabian has this all secure, which means Eunice has free reign to stay inside of this corner and just apply an immense amount of pressure to everyone repelled. Now Elevate finally got the call. This is not going to work. Half the round is over. We have to relocate ourselves and start moving around. We already see Skies on the yellow staircase trying to work his way up. This is exactly where we're going to see the rest of Elevate try to maneuver to.
Might be a bit of a pincer attack, though, as we still even have some guys from Elevate lingering. Laxing has gotten onto the B windows, and Skies is starting to push his way in all the way through the yellow stairs. Laxing with a nice frag onto Pengu. That's going to be a very good start, but mirror window still intact, will be supplemented by Junis.
Now, we did talk about keeping the corner office wall soft, and they have done that for the majority of it. However, not enough that the attacker can actually get through. Koga, however, has hopped out of the window. He's going to be spotted. Can he get the kill on the chapstick? He grabs the deagle kill! Koga grabbing it down to the chapstick, who had to repel to get the angle and just took too much time in that animation. Now, Sky's at the top of the yellow stairs. It's going to be a 2-on-4 here. 30 seconds to go. Laxing Sky's trying to go for the shots there onto Fabian. Looks like he tagged him in the butt, but that's going to move him back to Piano. 20 seconds to go inside a connector. Looks like we might have another deagle kill. No, Fabian and Eunice both coming in strong. It's going to be Penta now up 4-2.
Match point and series point. Penta looking to be your Year 2 Season 2 champions, and that would put them at 2 in a row.
Definitely. 2 in a row. We've never had, at least on PC, we've never had consecutive teams win.
I mean, we had continue win Season 3 and then the Invitational.
For the, I'm thinking
for the Pro League, yeah. But no, it would be pretty cool to see Penta get 2 in a row. But Elevate still has it in them. They still have the ability to come back from this. They only need 2 rounds to get that overtime, and from there, it's really an easy breeze to get 2 rounds in a row in overtime and push it onto that 3rd map, and they are more than capable. They just need to start playing their own game and stop focusing on this kind of stalled out slow push.
Yeah, and I know that Penta Sports has got to be feeling some momentum here. They're on the home turf. I know the crowd's going to be on the tips of their seats or the tops of their toes by the end of the round here. But this is what Penta's been waiting for. They've been waiting for their chance to shine. This is their map. We've talked about it numerous times.
Oh yeah, no, the thing is that Penta is backing Elevate up against a wall a little bit here. They practice so hard, you could tell on Clubhouse, and it was Clubhouse was 100% Penta's map. Now we're on Consulate. It's also Penta's map.
Yes.
This has been their map for the entire
They won the ban phase. They won the map ban phase.
But way past won the map ban phase. This is everything they could have wanted and more. Penta, Elevate's gonna have to fight tooth and nail to get outside of losing that map ban phase and get themselves onto the 3rd map.
It's going to take everything they got, and they have to give it all because they cannot leave anything on the court or on the field here. We are going to have 2.5 minutes still to go. The action phase has just begun. Missed flashbang by Eunice, and unfortunately, that's going to be just a little bit too much utility wasted. Fabian, however, is going to try to get England. Blows him on up. A wonderful start here for Penta Sports. Trying to close it on out. Wonderful job.
Oh, what a nade there by Fabian. He's had a really good set of nades throughout this entire finals. And there's just another one. Elevate is playing very aggressive. Well, I say they're playing very much downstairs. They have 3 roamers on the middle floor right now, which means Penta, if they see this opportunity, they will be able to push into B with almost no contest. There is the Skies with a C4 and heartbeat detector downstairs who can deny the plant, but still, the control is being forfeited to Penta.
And it looks as though they did try to rotate most back up except for Skies, which I agree. Sky should be on the first floor. He's got the heartbeat sensor, he's got the C4, he's able to help stop that denial of the diffuser. So we do see Skies here, circle stairs, main floor. He does see Fabian repelled off the bathroom window. Corner office window is going to be secured here by Pengu. Not his typical spot, but a typical spot for Blackbeard nonetheless. Now Eunice tries to smack a kill there, but Chapstick answers with his own on a Fabian, trying to start this off in favor of Elevate. It's now 4-4. Eunice still inside here. Last time there was a plant attempted to go down, and unfortunately KS was killed off. Shuttle picked up a kill there onto Goga. It looks like Shuttle gets another one here onto Eunice. A 4-on-2 now. Elevate not done just yet. Pengu gonna have to get up off the corner rappel, move on forward. Sky's now trying to go for KS. He smacks down that kill, a 4-on-1 now. There's 50 seconds left. It's all up to Pengu yet again. This time, he has no diffuser, but he is on his home turf. He tries to go for the kill, and Laxing says, no, I hear the rappel. Forces his drop head.
If Pengu had been able to establish himself on that balcony, he actually could have, in theory, clutched that out. He's really good playing Blackbeard on that balcony. So that is a good play there by Laxing, denying that outright, saying, nope, you cannot establish yourself. You're not allowed to. And we're moving on to the next round. So 4-3, still match point for Penta. So one more round for Penta, and it will be over. But Elevate certainly showing up on that last defense. Now Garage going to be Penta's choice here, and Elevate need to make something. Okay, so what happened last time Elevate attacked onto Garage? They wasted way too much time clearing the top two floors, and then when it came to the actual push, while they still had the man advantage, they had the control advantage, there were only 20 seconds. So they need to be a little bit more efficient with their droning or their clearing or what have you to establish the control that is necessary to win this round. And then if they do, we get that sweet, sweet overtime, the possibility of a third map.
Now this prep phase, I'm actually surprised to see Penta not going on that first floor. That's always seemed to be their go-to spot. They'll typically rotate top and bottom for the majority.
I mean, I talked about it earlier where I was saying, like, Penta, they love Consulate, right? They have played Consulate a lot, and there's plenty of VODs and information you can gather about Penta's Consulate. So be less predictable. Do other things. Try to mix it up. And I think that's exactly what Penta's doing to a degree. And I think it's tripping up Elevate just a little bit because it's not what they were expecting. So not going to that first floor is just another symptom of like, okay, well, yeah, we'll do it differently because they know that Elevate is good if Elevate can understand the strategy.
So now as we get underway with what could potentially be the final attack round, we are going to have Elevate moving in from, it looks as though the south lobby, that main entrance into the Consulate. Diffuser is in the hand of England, and we're going to see Skies on the connector window, trying to make sure that if there's anyone on the top floor, which is typically where Pengu sits, he'll have to have a couple different avenues to watch. Looks like it might actually be Fabian all the way in the top, though, as Mute.
Elevate, again, spending a lot of time dancing with these roamers. They haven't gotten into the main lobby yet, and already a minute taken off the board. Pengu's playing above the main lobby, and Junis is playing inside of Visa. Fabian also upstairs, and as the attackers push in here, they have to worry about that vertical presence from above. This is going to just add so many more thought processes to the Elevate attack that are seemingly unnecessary. If they can just deal with the defenders upstairs and push them down, then it, well, kind of solves your problem.
So I think Elevate's trying to one-up Penta here by opening up the garage with 2 minutes to go. We see it all opened up now. Eunice, though, coming in from Visa. He could get a kill on a flank if they're not paying attention. Sky's going to give her some of the barbed wire here on yellow stairs. Pre-fires the top. No one's there, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be one eventually. He's now got to turn around because there is Eunice coming from behind inside of the Visa hallway. Sky's getting rid of all that barbed wire, will allow for an easy push down or a quick push down the yellow stairs towards the pipes. But we do have a mirror inside that's going to be KS inside of that middle office, as well as Goga. There's been no pressure from circle stairs yet, so they don't need to turn around and watch. Looks as though Pengu getting that kill into Skies. Wonderful way to begin this. The diffuser, however, is going down by Chapstick. Wonderful job here by Elevate, slinking on in there. Looks as though Eunice, though, gets that kill to Shuttle, turns on over, moving towards yellow stairs, where we all see Fabian C4 kill by Fabian, though, will take out England. We're going to chance it, grab one. Can he grab another? Can he grab a third? No, he grabs two. KS gets it. And it looks like Penta Sports is going to be the champions here. They're going to be the Season 2 champions for the Pro League of Rainbow Six Siege.
What a wonderful round there from Penta. Not enough control on those top floors from Elevate. And as a result, the collapse will come with such a man advantage after the diffuser's been planted that it doesn't matter that the diffuser's been planted. That's why it just doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter. I mean, there was that much time after getting everyone done that it didn't come down to the wire, but it was still a very, very epic ending.
Yeah, absolutely. Elevate certainly put up a fight, but our champions, Penta, definitely deserved it. The amount of practice they put in on Clubhouse is insane. And yeah, they definitely deserve it.
So that is our Season